Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to cover some advanced methods regarding lists. Okay, so let me mark this down by saying list advanced here. And actually, you're not going to use this very much, but you can come across when you're browsing through internet or GitHub or some Python code. So it's better that you know what this means. So let me create a new list, but initially it will be empty. And remember, when we say new list and this will be an empty list, then we could have said new list.append and append to 1. Now if I call new list, it will be a list containing 1, right? We have learned about this before. So let me delete these lines because this won't be my real example in here. I just wanted to show you, remind you how this works. So let me go up here, edit, delete cells. So now what I actually want to do is to create a new list, an empty list, and create a string and get that letters out of that string and append them into a list. So like my string is Metallica, for example, and I want to get every letter from that string using for loop, of course, for element in my string with a colon new list dot append element. And as you might guess, it will just take Metallica and append them in a list as individual elements. So if I call new list, as you can see now, I have all the letters appended as a list. So this is not advanced, of course, we have seen this before, but there's a representation, an advanced representation that will do the same thing in a one single line. Okay, so let me write this down for you. So new list will be a list, and this will be element for element in my string. Don't worry, I will explain what this does. So if I hit Shift Enter right now, and if I call my new list, I will see the exact same result. So what's happening here is actually the same thing with that code, right? So let me explain what's happening in here step by step. So I'm creating a new list and I'm casting this whole thing as a list in here, right? So I'm creating a list out of that element for element in my string thing. And element for element is in my string means that go to my string and take every element as element, okay? Take every element in that string and cast this to a variable called element and append that element in a list. So what happens if I want to change that element? Let me create a new list and you will understand it better. Let's work with numbers this time. Number for number in my number list. So I don't have a list, so let me create with list and range in here, and we get an error because I didn't say in, I said multiply. Okay, let me say in, and if I call new list 2 right now, I will see that it's appended to my new list. What if I want to just take these numbers and cast it to a variable called number, but then append this as a change value, like multiply all of them by 5? Then I would have said number times 5 for number in list. Okay, so this is just a representation of for loop in a one single line. And if I say like this, it will just take the power to the 5, and this is practical, as you can see. As I said before, maybe you won't use this very much in your own programming, but you may come across this, and In order not to get you confused, I just wanted to show you that these methods exist and you may, of course, use it anytime you need it. So we are done with the useful methods part here. Let's stop here at this point, and within the next lecture we're going to cover Sublime Text Editor.